You might not be able to know who the person was, but you've got to make some attempt. Okay. And normally that's very simply done. Then a dentist will match records of family member. Let's say I've got your dear mom on the stand, and I'm waiting for my moment, and I'm going to say, I got to identify the body. Watch this. Mrs. Attwood, yes, I'm going to show you what's been marked as prosecution's exhibit number 1. Do you know what this is? Yeah! And it's you in this horrible, and they got to bring her out. Now, is that probative? Yes. Did that prove a point? Absolutely. It proved the identity of the deceased. But it is so shocking that the tendency to prejudice, to confuse, to produce cumulative evidence, that's inadmissible. If they made that objection ahead of time and they're putting on, tell me, Shaun, what does the Cassie video have to do with any of this stuff? Or is Cassie saying she was teed, as it were? Is that what she's saying? is that what is she one of them? Is that what you think?
So the whole thing reminds me of the Marquis de Sade because there's so many parallels. Yeah, and you're talking about, Diddy beating someone up on camera in the Cassie video. So if we look at the Marquis de Sade, he ended up getting found guilty of, let's say, carnal relations with the back passage, R-wording, beating up a 36-year-old beggar woman, imprisoning minors in his chateau, and giving substances to and poisoning 5 ladies of the night with the aphrodisiac Spanish fly.
Oh, that's called, not cascara sagrada. Yeah, there's a name for that. We actually know the real. Anyway, go ahead. That's, by the way, a urethral irritant, as most people watching know. Proceed.
So you've got the Marquis de Sade beating up, this 36-year-old beggar woman, torturing and beating her.
Yeah.
But it just seems like morally that video is just going to be, it's going to put the jurors in an emotional state.
Thank you.
Where they're going to see the monstrous behavior of him, and it's emotion that moves a jury. It doesn't have to be facts.
It prejudices a jury. Absolutely. It prejudices. Oh, it'll move them all right. Oh, you're trying to get, not you, they're trying to get this guy basically found guilty. I'm trying to get him found guilty of what they charged him with. Not that I'm going to get this guy. What you're talking about is, listen, if you want to charge him with those things, charge him. Charge him in state court. Charge him with whatever it is. But are you going to be able to jump from one thing? Look, if you're on charge on trial for drug use or drug, whatever it is, and I decide that I'm bringing up women in past relationships that you beat to a pulp, what difference does that make with your drug trafficking? You're going to say, yes, but it goes to show you the violence that Mr. Attwood is capable of as part of his drug, trafficking. Say, oh, come on. You're doing you're doing what they did to Harvey Weinstein. You're bringing up stuff that has nothing to do with this case. And people are saying, well, that's good that we know this. A trial is not it's not a movie. It's not a play. It's not This Is Your Life. It's not a biography. It's not a tell-all. It's a specific, I say you do this, and I prove it like this. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So listen, and they may have something down the line. Remember, he turned down a plea of some sort. I don't know what. What do you think about his kids showing up? Why are they doing that? That mother showing up with that blonde hair and those kids all look like they're real rich. And why are they doing that? Does that help it? Do you think the jury even sees that?
It's theatre, isn't it, on both sides? So
Does
the
it help?
prosecution want to create an emotional reaction by emphasizing the Cassie video, etc. And Hashimoto come on the other night and he said there was a word for that type of a sweater that these guys were they're looking sensible in these clothes, and they got the families in there because they're a family man now. So they want to put on their theatre show to make him look like he's a pillar of the community. He's Mr. Respectful. He's got his kids there.
Well, listen, they've always done that. For example, there's always, but the prosecution can't do that. I'm not trying to create. Remember, I'm not trying to create imagery. This isn't a movie. This isn't a tell-all. I'm talking about I've got a duty to the Constitution to charge you with this and prove you with this. Now, the thing about it is that doesn't mean anything to jurors. Don't even kid yourself. It just risks, if anything, how do I say this? It risks either cementing or questioning guilt or something. But let me go back. What is your favorite movie? Just give me an idea. What's your favorite movie of all time? You got to pick a movie. One movie. Just say it. Any movie. What is it?
Perhaps The Godfather, the original
Me too.
one. Was
okay, the original one. Okay, me too. Now, why? The lighting, the cast, yeah. The plot, Marlon Brando.
Marlon
what
Brando,
is it?
Yeah.
It's a feeling. It's a feeling you get when you look to the west. No, it's a feeling, and you just say, you know what? I like that movie. One particular, I don't know, and then you say the second one, no fucked up with you. It's good too. 3, no, that's what a trial is. When you start saying, no. See, I want to start off by telling people right off the bat. Now, listen, if he's going to be charged with being a dirtbag, we'll plead right guilty. Amend the complaint, amend the indictment. He's a dirtbag. Guilty. I don't know what that is, but if that's what you want, that's not what we're talking about here. If he's I don't know about. Now, you got to be careful. Lawyers can't make their guy look, they can't say too much about him. But the point is, this is a world I know nothing about. Hip hop and this. Let me ask you something. If you were 20, 30, whatever it is, people, Shaun, women in particular, did anything you wanted. If you could get women to do anything you wanted and you wouldn't be found out, and you didn't even have to pay them, they just lined up. And you're in an industry that says, wow, there's Shaun Attwood. He's the man. What? Ooh, women can do anything. I don't know if some people would say, yeah, I'll do it. Sure, whatever. It's a world I don't know. I don't think you know. I don't want to know. But it's a world that is not on trial now. That's not on trial. It's something that for the people that are going to, they did what? They did what? You should, whenever you talk about Intel, CIA, MI5, MI6, you know what those are? They're thieves. They're burglars. They're liars. They lie. They steal. They cheat for their country. It's horrible. You want to talk about war? It's terrible. Nobody knows what it's like. Politics, making sausage, whatever you want to call it. So I want to tell these people right off the bat, you're going to hear stuff that is like, whoa, but this stuff has been going on since day one, since Charlie Chaplin, since Clara Bow, since Louis B. Mayer, since the beginning of time. It's a world I don't know anything about. It's not on trial. Now, they've got to prove it. If they say something, they've got to prove it. So I'm going to be sitting here, folks, and I'm telling you right now, you just be looking for this. I got my big chart. I want you to look at bribery, arson. I'm going to make them eat their words. Remember, count 1. First of all, 3 is the easiest. Who was transported over state lines for what exactly? For prostitution? Come on, what is this? Remember, oh God, what was the black boxer, the world champion, first black ever? They got him on the Mann Act. I forget his name. The first bare knuckles guy. Anyway, they got him on the Mann Act. The idea, it was so weird. Not that prostitution was involved, but crossing state lines. Now I'm going to be very careful. Did you heard the testimony about the adult star, whatever, who I guess Diddy was into some kind of voyeurism or something and did a variety of things to her. Remember that one? I don't want to go into detail. Got to be careful. You should see Shaun's list. It's like the list is dirtier than the sickness of this mind. No necromancy. What? What's that? No frottage talk. What the hell is frottage? Anyway, that's okay. And by the way, necromancy is just talking to the dead. It's not what you're thinking of. Okay. So anyway, so you're going through this stuff, and the jury's going, And then in closing, I'm going to say, did you hear that? Did you hear what they put on the first day? What the hell did that have to do with anything? What did that have to do with anything? And remember, the first part is the opening statement. The opening statement is when you get to tell them, it starts like this. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the evidence will show. That's what everybody always says. The evidence will show. And I tell people this for opening statement. It's a very simple idea. You ever put together a puzzle when you were a kid with the pieces, and you open up the box and you go, what the hell is this? All these pieces. What am I making here? What is this? Here's the box. Oh, that's where we're going. That's what these pieces mean. Okay, I got it. That's what the opening statement is. The evidence will show. Now, the key is argue your case, which you're not supposed to do. You're just supposed to say, the evidence will show. Now, on this night, that Mr. Attwood conspired with a number of other people in his staff to bring women across state lines, and then count two. He did. You tell them, and this is what we will do. We will put on this witness, this witness. You kind of tell them, this is what's coming. They didn't do that. They put on a show. They were throwing, everything out. And I'm going to remember that. And I'm going to say at the end, in closing is the most fun. This is when you wrap all up. Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember when Mr. Attwood said that because now you're the prosecutor, that he was going to do this? I didn't hear that. All I heard was a bunch of stories that he used to freak you out because he wants you to think where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, they decided when they came up with this indictment to do absolutely before I forget, let me just stop right there. Before I forget, this is how stupid and how awful these media are. Did you read the article or the headline that says, Diddy throws out her boyfriend or husband or something, throws him out of the courtroom? Did you hear that? Did you see that today? Throws him out. Oh, that rat bastard. Oh, my God, threw him out. You know what it was? It's called the sequestration rule. It's called invoking the rule. And you always say, first thing you do, Your Honor, we invoke the rule. Anybody who's about to testify has to leave so that you don't sit there and say, yeah, like he said. No, I don't want one witness to hear another witness. It's done all the time. They didn't throw him out. They ask, are you going to testify? Because if you sit in here, you can't testify. It's called the rule of sequestration. But the way it sounded was that Diddy threw him out. No, because you've got laymen, you've got little punks, you've got these kids who all they want to do is get the clicks and the likes. They don't care about perspective or nuance. They don't care absolutely nothing about the fact. Don't you want to hear specifically perspective? Don't you want to hear what's going on? Don't you want to know, this is my game, these are my rules? I don't know about you, but if there's a cricket match or a football game, and somebody comes out and talks about, Georgie Best or Maradona, you want somebody to explain the rules. Not somebody says, boy, he sure can't kick it. It was out of bounds, you schmuck. Things that look good to a layman miss the point when you know the rules. So they don't even care about that. They make it sound like day one. And they're making this to be, here's the thing which people are saying. Are they trying to throw this thing? I don't know. Why are you putting on such a lousy case? The rule for prosecutors is I'd rather have a strong misdemeanor than a weak felony. Give me a charge that is overwhelming. May sound like I'm undercharging it, but just have 30 witnesses, one after another. So I'm saying he's there and everybody's looking at this. And the question now is, when it comes to the jury, remember, closing, you got to be very careful. But I would love to look at that jury and say, ladies and gentlemen, first I say thank you. This is closing. Thank you. I don't know what I'm saying thank you for. You were compelled. You got a summons to be here. You didn't come here voluntarily, but thank you, because I watched you. And Mr. Combs and I watched you. You were paying attention. By the way, side note, Diddy's got to get training on what you do during the court. Don't laugh. Don't tell jokes. Don't look confident. They're watching you every second. Put the Bible away. You might be considered blasphemous. These people might be devout, and you're using this as a prop. You look down. You look at them. Look at them. Look at them. Don't nod. Don't smile. Look at them. Remember, you're an innocent man. You got nothing to hide. You're proud. This is your day. You've been wanting this since day one. Whenever the door was up, we stand up. Don't let the judge say, all rise. We stand up first. We show respect for these people. Because remember, we're happy. And also another thing, if you're ever arrested, if you're ever taken in, don't ever hide your face. Don't ever. I don't know what that thing is. Is that you or me? I don't know what.
You?
I've got that stupid emotions. I got to turn that thing off somehow. I was talking one day about the Holocaust, something really terrible, and this balloons went off. I was like, oh my God, this is not what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you're ever arrested, you make sure that you look at that camera. Don't hide the handcuffs. Don't put anything. Don't ever cover your face. Don't ever. You show them. Say, look what they're doing to me. Look at this. I didn't do anything. I'm not hiding this. Always make sure your mugshot. You look at the camera. Look. Remember, you're innocent. You didn't do anything. They've got the wrong guy. Act like it, and don't go out of your way. But they're watching every move. They're saying, this guy's laughing. I don't know what's so funny. Well, he's just telling a joke. No, there's no joke here. There's no joke. So I don't like this case. I don't like this case. I don't like it. I think it's rotten. And with those miserable people, so far, all they got was R. Kelly and this guy. Think about it. That's it. Here in the United States, we have these. Everybody's thinking, now that Trump's in, we're going to have a perp walk. We're going to have arrest perpetrators walking. So far, they arrested a couple of judges. Nothing. This case stinks to high heaven. How bad is this guy? What about all the people who came to the freak off party? Were they granted immunity? Oh, that's the first question. The first time that sex worker gets there, Mr. Attwood, sex worker, because by the way, you're everything in this. In my opinion, you're the witness. Mr. Attwood, yes. Are you testifying on your own behalf, on your own, or were you subpoenaed here? Well, was subpoenaed. Did anybody waive? Did anybody grant you any immunity? Did anybody tell you that? Promised you, because you got a good lawyer, promised you immunity because you're going to be saying some stuff. You did what to Cassie? You did what? You did this, right? Not him. Not Mr. Combs. There's that thing again. There's that thing. I got to put my hands down. I swear to you, next time I'll turn that thing off. Anyway, Mr. So-and-so, now Mr. Attwood is the sex worker. Mr. Attwood, did you realize you did this, and you did this to her, and you did this at the behest? Did Mr. Combs threaten you, sir? Did he make you do this? And you are, let me get this straight, you are a sex worker? So you do this professionally? Is that what you're doing? Yes. And Mr. Attwood, isn't one of the definitions of being this is cross-examination, by the way, because I can ask leading questions. Mr. Attwood, isn't it true that being one of the attributes of being a good sex worker, of which you are, correct? Of course you are. Isn't one of the attributes, is it not, being a good liar? What do you mean? Well, you're an actor. Your whole thing is ecstasy, you're excited. Some of those days must get long. You must be involved with somebody you're not too thrilled with. It's got to be tough, because the worst thing in your business is have somebody yell, cut, we got to do it again? What is this? So you're an actor. You're a professional liar. You have to take scenes and embellish them. You've got to sell something, right? Because you're an actor. Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you do? Yeah, but you're not acting now. No. And by the way, are you sure they granted you immunity from this? Because you just testified. If I didn't know better, that could be construed, if you hadn't granted immunity, and I'm sure your lawyer will tell you, you committed about 6 crimes yourself. Because from the sounds of it, it sounds like Cassie wasn't exactly consenting to this. Because isn't that true? That's what made Mr. Combs supposedly enjoy this, right? The fact that it was forced, the fact that it wasn't consensual. So isn't it true that you did it? You were the one who should be on trial. So did they grant you a deal? Did they say, we won't charge you with anything if you deliver the goods? So your acting better be real good today, or they may turn around and tell you, you know what? I think you violated our promise. We're going to charge you now because he did it. And all these other people. First question, were you granted immunity? Yes. Did they make a deal with you? Because everybody's a co-conspirator. Are you part of the conspiracy, racketeering conspiracy? Yeah. Are you? And Mr. Let's assume somebody said, pick a famous, I'm not going to say it, but pick a big name in the music biz, okay?
Mick Jagger.
Think of it. Okay, what? So he sits there and says, so let me get this straight. Did anybody grant you immunity? One after another, yeah. So you went to a party with about 100 people, and you see there were drugs there, weren't there? Yes. Interesting. And there were underage people there, weren't there? I don't know. Mr. Combs didn't know either. Didn't help him. And did you hear that? Did you notice all the baby oil? Was that? What did you think that was about? So when you went there, let me ask you something. When you walked in there, you're telling this jury that you walked there, you didn't know what this was. We think it was a surprise party. What is this? And you stayed, Mr. Whoever. Are there any pictures of you with anybody who might be perhaps of an age that might be precluded? So you were there the whole time. Did anybody grant you any kind of immunity from testifying? Because you violated the laws too. So at the end, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, all these people were just as guilty. If anything, Sean's just watching. He's like a Chauncey Gardner from being there. I like to watch. Ben, I like to watch. That's it. Think about this. Now, he's slapping the hell out of Cassie, and that's a terrible thing. But all these other people, let me tell you something. He's a serial voyeur. He watches. And all these people say, you betcha. What you want me to do? Yeah, I worked for him. Yeah, I did it. What you want me to do, Mr. Combs? Slap her around? You damn right. Come here, you son of a... How much is that? 50? Harder? I'm going to hit her harder? I know that always gets you because I could kill Sean anytime with a southern. But the point is, what is this group? Everybody there is a participant in something. And Sean's sitting back there, he's watching it. I put the parties on. Let's go through that Hamptons. You know, the Hamptons, we have the Hamptons, the big la-di-da place on Long Island. The white party, interestingly enough. And this is the hottest ticket. Is that Warren Buffett? I'm just saying, I don't know if Warren Buffett's there. Everybody went there. And you mean to tell me that you got him? If I show up to a riot, let's say there's a riot, all the rioters get charged, right? Yeah. Well, think of this as kind of like a sex riot. And they were in charge? They're like all Sammy the Bull. Bad example. But what I'm saying, they're all ratting on him because they made him a deal. What is this? They're going to say whatever they have to say to protect their own. Again, Sean's back there. I don't know. And Sean was brutal and mean. Okay, all right, yeah. He was compelling, yeah. He's supposedly a billionaire. He's in the entertainment business. I thought you liked that. Isn't that? I mean, he's a cross between J.R. Ewing and Donald Trump and whoever. I mean, this is. So you see what happens after a while. If you let me at that jury, they're going to go home and they go, "What the hell am I doing here?" This is I started off hating Diddy. Now I hate them because this is stupid. Now you're wasting my time. I thought you were going to give me a real good. I mean, imagine, like, for example, there's some boiler room where people they're putting girls on buses or in, they're tagged and sent and shipped and that would be something. Or kids who are pulled out of school. You're going to work for me.